Well, here we are again. It's a couple of days before Christmas, and there's absolutely nothing good to say. We have a interim president, or whatever you want to call him, who I believe is not just delusional, but is suffering a physical and mental breakdown. Should be removed from office before he destroys the nation completely. He just vetoed a supposedly veto-proof defense bill. What veto-proof means that both sides agreed on it with majorities that would prevent the veto from being approved, I guess. So now he's threatening to veto the stimulus bill. He enjoys creating havoc, and that worries me because there's something else going on someplace. Maybe it's his kids, wreaking havoc in the financial world or something. Something's going on because he does this all the time. It's watch over here while I screw you over here, So we have to look around and see what he's doing, because it's more than just standing up and trying to remain president, because those people that want him to remain president now are more than delusional. They're mentally diseased. This man he's not mentally healthy. He's not capable of doing the job because he doesn't care about doing the job. He doesn't care that thousands of people are going to die because of the COVID vaccine, the COVID situation. He's not doing anything to help the distribution of the vaccine. He wants to take credit for the vaccine, and that's it. He's done. He's washed his hands of the situation. He no longer wants to participate in anything. He believes the election was stolen from him, and there's absolutely no evidence. All his loyal followers, for the most part, have already agreed that there's nothing there. One of his TV evangelistic supporters, Roberts, said that he's delusional. He's living in an alternate universe. He's not to sit there and think that this is a deal maker. Name me a deal he made that didn't put money in his pocket. He's oh God, I don't know what to do. I really don't know what the country can do right now. I've looked at the 25th Amendment, and that requires, I believe, Pence to institute it, and he's got no balls, so we know that's not going to happen. And yet I read articles that say the Republican Party should flourish after this. What have we become a nation of complete assholes? I don't think the Democrats or the Republicans should sit back and say, look what we accomplished. We got rid of Trump, or Trump did this. No. Look at the mirror and see what the hell you guys did. Again, I'm on the bandwagon of getting rid of all the old politicians and getting new ones in there, not changing the system. I'm not doing away with democracy, using democracy to remove these people, get young voices in there, get some clear thinking people in there. There's always going to be compromises. Every time it's like the COVID bill. They managed to sneak in this one rider that gives a tax exemption for business lunches. You guys all remember the 3-martini lunch from about 20 years ago or so, right? I was tending bar when they took that exemption away, and I was a daytime bartender. Ruined my business. That was you could sit there and watch $1 million deals take place at the bar, because these guys were getting a tax break for sitting there and getting drunk, and that ruined that. Now they want to bring that back. Unfortunately, I'm too old to go back into bartending, but. There's a rider and everything. That's the compromise. I'll give you this if you give me that. And I know that's the way things have been done for years. But I think it's time that you stop thinking about your personal agendas and started thinking about the people in America. I'm not sure if term limits would help that. People say term limits are a good thing because they prevent the people from spending their time working on re-election and making deals to get re-elected. I think that's what the presidents do half the time. They work for about a year and a half into their presidency, and then they go around, and then the rest of the time is spent, signing what the Congress and the Senate put together, or rejecting it, whatever, and running around for re-election. And then in their second term, it's sort of like, I'll just sit back and relax now, and kick back until towards the end, and then I'll do something drastic, And I don't know whether term limits help people, or should we go for a president with a one-term president, 6 years? You're not going to get elected again ever to the presidency. So you come in, you do your 6 years, and you leave. That might be a good idea. I don't know. The list of pros and cons is ridiculous. What they say the pros are, what they say the cons are. I'm not really sure what is what there. That's just my opinion. That's what I do. I tell you what I think. And I think that Americans made a colossal mistake in letting this guy become president. I don't know if they can fix it ever. People say, well, his kid will run in 2024. If he doesn't, his kid will get elected. And I said, that's all you need. Because they're not smart. They're not deal makers. They're not anything. They've gotten where they've gotten because of their father. They're not going to go out and do anything. His first wife was the smartest person in that family, and she still is. She's still successful on her own, and she knew where her strengths were, and that's what she went into. And she stayed there, and she didn't try to meddle in politics. She didn't try to meddle in stuff that she's not capable of, that she doesn't understand, or she doesn't want to be bothered by it. I don't know. I wish we had better things to discuss right now. Christmas coming. We should be wrapping packages and sticking them under the tree instead of worrying about survival because of the virus, or survival because of a whack job as a president. Is he going to start a war before he leaves? International or civil? We don't know. There's still a threat of that he could try to impose martial law to disrupt the election, which would really piss me off, because I went to a lot of trouble. I live out of the country, and I went to a lot of trouble to get my vote to count. And it counted. And I'd be really pissed if he tries to take that away from me. Nothing I can do about it, really. If I inherit some money, or I sell some stuff and I get it, can get to the United States, then maybe I can do something about it. I can talk to some people that I know that might be able to do something. Help start a movement or something. I don't know. But I sit here and I do these videos, and it's just a way for me to express myself, and ramble on, and let you know how things are going with me, and would much rather have a conversation with you rather than me sitting here saying, you got a schmuck for a president. And like I said, I've looked at ways to get rid of him right now, and you can't. I look at the pattern he gave to the Blackwater mercenary group. They tell you they're a protective agency. They're mercenaries. They've killed a bunch of civilians over there. People say in Iraq and whatnot. People say, well, they're towelheads, so who cares? They're Muslims, who cares? They're people. They were husbands, wives, children. They weren't carrying guns. They were unarmed, innocent people. You can't allow that to happen in the world. It's just. I don't know. We have people in this country that make the people, the so-called terrorists in other countries, look like angels. Sometimes, it's pathetic. Well, listen, I probably ruined your dinner today, so let me stop right now, and I'm going to be on a few more times, as much as possible before the end of the year. Hopefully, with better stories than what's going on today. Meantime, you all take care.